Mr. Dinkle? Are you ready?
I like that. It's attention getting.
I was having a wonderful
No, we
conversation
should've
with
went
the
city man.
city attorney.
City man, are you ready?
We will take care of that later.
Okay, very well. Okay, we will bring the Land Bank Board of Trustees meeting to order. And the first order of business will be consideration of Land Bank minutes for June 7.
I make a motion to approve those land bank meetings,
Second.
minutes from June the 7th.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Before I go too much further, Commissioner Landis will not be with us tonight. He is out of country right now. Guess I really didn't want to advertise that.
Oh, take it back.
Next will be consideration the offer from Kyle and Harmony Ibera to purchase Lot 32, Block 2 of Sutter Woods. Mr. Dinkle.
I'll turn it over to Shauna because she put a memo together.
Okay.
Well, I'll turn it over to Dave. He's got all the memo together for
If you
Dave.
have anybody else you want to turn this over to?
It rolls downhill.
Passed it 3 times.
Yeah, we'll turn it over to Call Valley, let them do this. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Hey, Lonnie's here. We can let him do it now.
Mr. Chairman, we were approached by the Iberas actually about 6 months ago. It first started inquiring about that, whether it would be possible to acquire the lot next to them. At that time, we still had title issues to get resolved and a handful of other things. Obviously, we've passed that point in time. Now that we put all the lots on the market at an asking price of $5,000 apiece, we've shared that with the Iberas, and they came back with the written offer that you have in front of you of interest in acquiring the property right next door to them in Sutter Woods. The story I got from them is that it's their desire, obviously, to just have a little more land area. They may eventually, in time, build an accessory building on this structure. There's no intention to construct another home or anything else on the property. They just want to acquire it so they have more land under ownership. The information with respect to the policies that we've implemented for the remaining specials was shared with them. And I told them the same thing I tell everybody I talk to. This is the asking price. These are the standards. If you want to do something different, put it in writing and make your offer, and we'll take it to the Board of Trustees, which is why we're here. Did not develop a solid recommendation because, in all honesty, we haven't had a chance to fully vet this internally with staff, but did want to get this before you so at least we can get an indication from the Board of Trustees what it is they're wanting to do. And I don't have their written offer in front of me, but I do believe they're asking for a modification or reduction in the remaining specials against that property. Their justification is, well, we don't plan to, but what we don't understand or what we don't know, and I shared this with them, is but there's no guarantee in life that you're going to have this for 20 years. And, the obligation is against the lots to the city. It's irrespective of ownership. So it's before you with the conditions of their offer, as is with anything that comes before you. It's within your purview to accept, reject, counter, or take no action on whatever you wish to do. We're here just to present the information and ask the direction of what the board would wish to do.
Okay, this lot would not have any type of moratorium on it for future. You could still build a single-family dwelling.
It's a
on this
single
lot.
standing lot of equal size to the one they already own. Full zoning authority of any person can come in and build a home on it.
Okay,
Pretty much equivalent to what's there on the Iberas lot.
right.
Can a person build a storage shed? Like a 40 by
Yeah,
60?
they have the ability to effectively apply and do a lot combination to where it's all one ownership lot, one zoning lot, even though it's 2 platted lots. And if they want to come in and say, we want to build an accessory building on this lot, if a person owns just a single lot and come in and wants to build the accessory building, the rules say, no, we don't have the ability to do that because there's nothing for it to be accessory to. The principal structure's not there. But if they come in and say, I own 2 lots side by side, but it's one ownership, I've combined it for tax purposes and everything else, we've got a piece of paper that goes through and gets recorded and says, for this building permit to build this accessory building, it's combined with this property. If it's ever further divided in the future or goes into separate ownerships, then that accessory building may not be considered to be freestanding and legal then going forward. It's got other questions to it, but yes, it can be done. So if they bought this and came later and said, I want to build a 30 by 30 garage shop on it, from a building permit standpoint, we'd be able to do that.
How do we prevent the road? Because I've had this happen to me, so I'm bringing it up. I buy the lot, I have my house here, I buy this lot. I combine the lots here, or depends on your, or in some places, it's all contiguous own property, but however we want to do it, it's cool. So I build a shed. I sell I'm leaving, I want to move to a different house, so I sell my house to you, and you're going, Alan, I'd love to have your house, but I really don't want the shop. So Mike buys the shop, and Mike lives 5 blocks away. How did we prevent that from happening?
That's why we put the document that combined the two lots under one ownership for the purpose of issuing the permit, and a further division makes that it's no longer.
Oh, okay, we
illegal.
have something in
That's
place.
a record
Cool.
recorded and it's
That
there.
was like, I've seen that attempt.
No, the actual thing I've seen is I want to build my garage on the back of my lot. It's too narrow. I don't have enough room to build so I get my landowner, the neighbor, to sell me an additional 5 feet for us. So I can get my permit.
Okay.
As soon as I get my thing done, guess what? I sell my 5 feet back to the guy. It's a little ruse that goes on, and you get burned by that enough, you learn to basically cover your bases by saying, great, we'll do that. It's a boundary shift, can be done, but we're going to document it and tie it to the permit and tie it to the deed.
We have things in place that, my
Yes.
scenario is that this garage cannot be sold
Absolutely.
to somebody that lives 6 blocks away.
Right.
The only issue they'll get into is going to be an additional curb cut. And I don't want to bring up curb cut debates right now.
How wide they're supposed to be? Yes.
My, just thinking out loud here on the lot, if the lot were to be sold and they never did anything with it and they sold, and if we decided that we would lower the specials on it and they sold it later as a lot to build on, then what would be the thought of all the other lots or the people who live there, they're paying the higher specials now?
That's the substance of the policy question
that's
about
the problem.
forgiving stuff.
Right. Yes, I mean, that is,
And you have to ask the city attorney, but I would believe that once you make whatever decision you do with respect to the specials against that, and we pass that ordinance, that's kind of sad, and it's kind of hard to undo that.
Yeah,
Specials are attached to the land, not to
Yeah.
the owner,
Yeah.
or to the parcel.
and I don't think you can make them conditional.
right.
I think if you re-amortized them to a lower amount, that would be it. And you wouldn't have a chance to change that.
Okay.
What do we have in this lot right now? Is there plumbing in there? Is there sewer? Is there electrical?
All of the standard city utilities, water, storm sewers,
Curb and gutter.
water, or streets and sanitary sewer are in there. That's what was financed through the bonds. These also have been, and the developer paid those costs to get electric and gas utilities to the property. That's already done and was not a part of the bond.
There's a picture.
And I wanted to make sure, because my comment is this. The city's paying the specials right now, and what we want to do is sell these lots so the specials are paid without the residents paying the specials. I'd like for them to have that property, but me speaking, I can't see us dropping the specials on that property because it's set right now and for a house to be built on it. We've already invested. It's got curbing, it's got the utilities. The
Well,
only-
with all due, if I can, clarification. The city is not paying the specials. The city is paying the bonds.
Right.
The specials are a revenue mechanism established in the beginning to have the landowners pay back the city over time, so the revenue comes in. That's not happening right now. The ability to recapture and reamortize the specials under the land bank provisions is for the ability for the city to basically say, okay, we're going to let things move forward. But guess what? When it goes out of the land bank hands into the public sector, we're still asking everybody to pay for the infrastructure that's there, whether you got a house there or not. That's the philosophy of the policy that's in place right now. So, but as I tell everyone, you want to propose something to the alternative, you have a right to ask. There's no, just because you ask doesn't mean the answer is going to be yes.
Appreciate the clarification. Thank you.
My thought is, I really don't want to reduce the specials at all. If the lot sits there and nothing's built on it, the tax value of that lot is virtually nil. And the specials is the only way that we're going to get the money back for the general taxpayer of the city.
I'm in agreement.
Okay, in reference to cost of the lot. Right now, currently land bank lots are beginning price of $5,000.
The asking price that we're telling everyone is $5,000 a lot, yes, sir.
Two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on that block that
Where's the
are
picture?
not sold, okay.
It's not an odd. And there's no, it's not an odd shape and there's nothing.
No, it's a rectangular shaped lot. It's got nothing.
65 by
Yeah,
110.
there's no
Yeah.
problems with it. Okay.
And the appraised value is 10,900.
That's what the county's current appraisal value on it. We've got that book together. I think we've shared or can make available to you if you want to see it. I mean, it's three-ring binders about that thick of all 940 lots. But there is a current value set by the appraiser on every one of those lots. And that's what the county appraiser's saying, that it's worth for tax purposes. Obviously, because it's in the name of the land bank, it's tax exempt.
Yes.
But the county is required under law to put a value on every piece of property, exempt or otherwise. That's why if you go and look, churches are exempt, but they've got value set on them. The city building across the street, this building has got a value set on it. It's exempt.
And as far as an asset, we put it on the books at the value that the appraiser set, the county appraiser. We didn't appraise it on an independent appraisal, but it's on our books at the $10,000 value. So when you sell a lot, we have to write off the 5,000.
Right.
Okay. I'm hearing a majority of a reject.
I'll make a motion. I move, to reject the offer to purchase from Kyle and Harmony Ibarra in the amount of $4,000 for Lot 32, Block 2 of Sutter Woods, and the specials in the amount of $1,440 to reamortize per year.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
None here.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Offer is rejected. On item C, consider the offer from Savinia Robbins to purchase Lot 51 and Lot 53 of Deer Creek Addition Number 2.
Mr. Chairman, Ms. Robbins came in some time back and has talked extensively about the status of the lots on either side of where her home is on the end of that cul-de-sac off of, I think it's Arrowhead Court. She subsequently, like the Iberas did, based on what I've communicated with them, if you wish to make an offer, make an offer in writing and we'll take it forward and put it on the table. I've told her the asking price, also informed her that if purchased, the specials would be respread for 20 years, and the specials for each one of the lots on either side of her are currently what she pays for the lot that she's occupying. So she was aware of that. The written offer came in, and she was just offering to purchase the two lots, no request for modification on the specials. But she is asking to buy lots on either side of her. The one to her south is a small, odd-shaped lot. The one to the north, though, is pretty good sized. And just for the sake of your information, and this was shared with Ms. Robbins, this is essentially right a part of that area that we are considering in Deer Creek to rezone and redevelop into an office park. And there are a lot of discussions and plans that are coming forward with that. I don't have anything in writing for you yet. We can kind of give you a verbal kind of update on that if you want to. She's aware of that, but what we're talking about is even goes expansive beyond just the land bank lots, which, EDC is involved with on, and Junction City first, how that might all come together. But that project is still moving forward, and she is aware of that and did not. The only other comment I would pass to you is that when the land to the south that was bought by Junction City Baptist Church from Mr. Johnson, and you'll recall we recently replatted it and went through a special use for a proposed church there in the future. Ms. Robbins was the only one to show up at that public hearing, and her only comment was that she hated to see that property develop because that's where she walked her dog. So,
Just something to the nature that she says, I know it's a residential area, but I like living by myself.
oh, yeah, yeah. So anyway, otherwise, same circumstances in front of you guys. Your options are to accept, reject, counter, or do whatever, or take no action.
So lot 38 and 42 are the ones that are on Sawmill, or no,
No, these are
On
south.
Arrowhead.
on Ecord or off Ecord?
On Arrowhead.
Well, Ecord is that
Court.
No, these ones are here.
odd street that goes around there. She is actually off of
Arrowhead.
Aircord Court.
Right.
Yeah, you go.
Well, without
Where you
Without-
face the house.
boxing you in a corner,
It's okay.
38 and
Wouldn't be the first
42.
time, Mr. Chairman.
yeah, was one of those or both of those or none of
Oh,
those
there's only one.
part of the business park?
The draft proposal we brought to you a couple meetings ago, none of these lots were included in that initial plan.
Okay. Commissioner Fitzgerald believes one of them was.
I thought one of them was in that.
And I thought 42 was because of the
I believe that's
church.
correct.
Well, and I don't have the information all about it.
That's why I didn't want to
It's-
box you in a corner. I just
Well,
wanted-
I don't think we touched either lot adjacent to her. There's other lots on that cul-de-sac in front of her, and both of those were in the proposal.
Mine, because I wrote a note to include.
Yes,
Lot
it was
42,
to
'cause it
include
wasn't-
lot 42,
yeah,
which is
42.
actually lot 54.
It, our thing
Right.
says 40.
But yes,
So
it was
42.
to include
Okay.
that, and that is in the minutes.
Okay. I just wanted to know what that looked like.
I think this was already part of it.
Yeah, I think we're in the same situation as we were to the previous. I'll hear further discussion.
Yeah, it was like 58 lots
Nothing
and
here.
to include 42. in it.
Comment?
I don't have any.
I really think we ought to stick to our bottom dollar price. You know, my thought would be to make that a counteroffer.
Counter offer of
Of the three.
$5,000 per lot
Yeah.
to include paying the specials at a 20-year amortized schedule.
Right.
Okay? Further?
Nothing.
I'll entertain a motion.
I would make that a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second
So we took care of that.
to counter the offer to $5,000 per lot, our original cost, our original price, with specials amortized over a 20-year
years.
period.
Yep.
Okay? We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
None here.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign.
Mr. Chairman, if I can take 30 seconds, I have one bit of information I want to share with you as land bank related. I am speaking to the Board of Realtors at their monthly meeting on Thursday. And part of what that proposal will be, or discussion will be, is to present map regarding all the land bank lots, reaffirm with them and all their members exactly how our listing agreement and commission's payment agreement with them will be, and continue to try to move that forward. It's also, we're working on a combined meeting with the Manhattan Board of Realtors and an offer to make that same presentation to the Manhattan Realtors about what we have available. So, and with Mr. Gurman's continual effort, we'll get that Google Earth thing available on the website, and people will hopefully start using that.
Let me know when we get that working. Okay,
Anyway, that's all. Thank you.
thank you.
They vote on that?
Nothing further?
Nope.
Motion?
Make a motion to adjourn the land bank?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Nothing here.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 2 minutes.